Making a public records request with a police department in California is a straightforward process, but it's important to follow the correct procedures to ensure that you receive the information you're looking for. In this video, I will explain the steps you need to take to make a public records request with a police department in California. First, it's important to understand what public records are. Public records are any documents or information that are created or maintained by a government agency or official in the course of their official duties. This can include things like police reports, arrest records, and other documents related to law enforcement. To make a public records request with a police department in California, you will need to follow these steps. 1. Identify the specific department you want to request records from. In California, each city and county has its own police department, so you will need to know which department you want to request records from. 2. Determine what records you want to request. Be as specific as possible when identifying the records you want to request. If you're not sure what records are available, you can contact the police department and ask for guidance. 3. Submit your request in writing. California law requires that public records requests be made in writing. You can submit your request by mail, email, or fax. Some police departments may also have an online portal where you can submit your request. 4. Include your contact information. Make sure to include your name, address, and phone number or email address so that the police department can contact you if they have any questions or need clarification. 5. Wait for a response. California law requires that police departments respond to public records requests within 10 days. If the records you're requesting are particularly complex or voluminous, the department may ask for an extension of up to 14 days. 6. Review the records. Once you receive the records, review them carefully to make sure they contain the information you're looking for. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact the police department for clarification. It's important to note that in some cases, the police department may deny your request for public records. This can happen if the records are exempt from disclosure under California law. If your request is denied, the police department must provide a written explanation for the denial and inform you of your right to appeal the decision. Making a public records request with a police department in California requires that you follow a specific set of steps to ensure that you receive the information you're looking for. By following these steps, you can make a successful request and access the public records you need. If your public records request is denied by a police department in California, you have the right to appeal the decision. The first step in the appeals process is to submit a written request for review to the head of the department. This request should include the following. 1. A copy of your original request for records. 2. A statement explaining why you believe the records should be disclosed. 3. Any supporting evidence or arguments you have for why the records should be disclosed. The department head will then review your request and issue a written determination within 10 days. If the department head upholds the denial of your request, you have the right to further appeal the decision to the California Superior Court. There have been several court cases in California that have clarified the rights of individuals to access public records held by police departments. For example, in the case of Sanders v. City of Los Angeles, the California Supreme Court held that police departments must disclose records relating to incidents of officer misconduct, including complaints and investigations, unless they can show that the records are exempt from disclosure under the California Public Records Act, CPRA. Another important case is Long Beach Police Officers Association v. City of Long Beach, where the California Supreme Court held that police departments must disclose the names of police officers involved in shootings, as well as other information related to the shootings, unless they can show that the records are exempt from disclosure under the CPRA. These cases demonstrate the importance of the CPRA in ensuring transparency and accountability in law enforcement. If you believe that a police department has improperly denied your request for public records, you may want to consider seeking legal advice to determine your rights and options for appeal. If your request for review is denied by the head of the department, you have the right to seek judicial review of the decision. This means that you can file a lawsuit in the California Superior Court to challenge the decision to deny your request for public records. To file a lawsuit, you will need to follow these steps. 1. Draft a complaint. The complaint should explain why you believe that the police department has violated the California Public Records Act by denying your request for public records. You may want to seek legal advice to help you draft the complaint. 2. File the complaint with the California Superior Court. You will need to file the complaint with the court in the county where the police department is located. You will also need to pay a filing fee, unless you qualify for a fee waiver. 3. Serve the police department with a copy of the complaint. You will need to have a copy of the complaint served on the police department by a process server or other authorized individual. 4. Wait for a response. The police department will have a certain amount of time to file a response to your complaint. The response will outline their position on the matter and may include a request for dismissal of the case. 5. Attend court hearings. If the case goes to trial, you will need to attend court hearings and present evidence to support your case. It's important to note that filing a lawsuit can be a time-consuming and costly process. However, if you believe that the records you are seeking are important and that the police department is improperly denying your request, it may be necessary to take this step. In conclusion, if you are still denied your request for public records after going through the appeals process, you have the right to seek judicial review of the decision by filing a lawsuit in the California Superior Court. While this process can be complex and time-consuming, it may be necessary in order to access the public records you need. If you are considering filing a lawsuit, you may want to seek legal advice to help you navigate the process.